Welcome to our special coverage from Augusta, Georgia. The conversation here at the Energy Communities Alliance Forum is focused on nuclear. The goal is turning federal lands into jobs and new energy projects. Just ahead, we'll hear about the impact partnerships have on communities nationwide. But first, listen to what a top DOE official shared with us.
This is the Manhattan Project of our era. This is what's driving the nuclear renaissance. This is the revitalization of the industrial heartland. This is the commitment to being the world's most competitive place to build, to grow, and to innovate.
DOE sites are open for business. There's a big push to build again here in the U.S., and nuclear energy is a key part of that conversation. It's a major focus at this year's Energy Communities Alliance Forum that brings together local leaders from communities near DOE sites, industry, and the Department of Energy, all with one goal: to get projects built and bring jobs back to these communities. We are already seeing that play out in Oak Ridge at the site of the former K-25 plant. After years of cleanup, more than 2,500 acres and counting have been returned for economic reuse. Development is moving fast. More than 24 companies are already there or getting ready to build. They span the nuclear industry from fuel to reactors to recycling. Together, they represent billions in private investment and thousands of new jobs. Local leaders say Oak Ridge is showing what's possible.
People say the stars have lined up. You know, they're calling it the new nuclear renaissance. And I tell people all the time, in Oak Ridge, it wasn't ever a nuclear renaissance. It's a nuclear evolution. We knew the nuclear was just going to continue to expand and grow, and we knew we would be ready for it when it was time. So that's the big thing that I say, is that the nuclear evolution that we're having today with all the new nuclear technologies and the nuclear experience is vitally important for us as a country, but it's extremely important for us from the city of Oak Ridge to just be able to welcome them in and say, hey, we're here, we're glad you're here, let's go on and let's really make things happen.
Big things are also happening at the Portsmouth site in Piketon, Ohio. Cleanup and demolition are still underway, but redevelopment is already taking shape. On the footprint of a former uranium process building, SoftBank's massive AI data center project is now in the works. Nearby, Centrus Energy's uranium enrichment plant is looking to expand to meet both commercial and national security needs. And just next door, plans are moving forward on Oklo's Energy Campus, designed to power Meta's growing data center operations while adding new generation capacity to the grid. These projects represent a wave of private investment and a new future for the site. Local leaders say it's a sign that cleanup is not the end of the story.
We have spent decades taking this property on after it's decontaminated and decommissioned, not knowing what the future was going to be, but knowing that it was our role to market that property for future investment. To have the DOE now revitalize this site, and we've got promises of new jobs from Oklo and from Centrus and from SoftBank, it changes our region for the better. We finally are involved in a future instead of just decommissioning. We know what the future is going to be for us, and we're excited about that.
Meanwhile, in Western Kentucky, the Paducah site is also positioning for what's next. Local leaders are working with DOE and industry partners to turn this former enrichment site into a new hub for development. They're planning how land can be reused as cleanup continues.
The master plan will really help us to understand what's needed for new companies. I mean, we want to use every inch of land that we have for reindustrialization. So it will, make it sure that we're working with the cleanup and that what needs to be done for it, and then that we have all of the rest of the land that we can use, phasing it in for reindustrialization. Some's available now, some will be available as the cleanup begins to progress.
Two major projects are already happening, totaling billions in private investment. General Matter is leasing DOE land for a new uranium enrichment facility, with early site work already underway. Another company, Global Laser Enrichment, is building a facility on land adjacent to the Paducah site to re-enrich existing nuclear material. Together, they mark a turning point, shifting from legacy operations to new economic growth.
It's been exceptionally rewarding for me because my father was a laborer some 75 years ago when the PGDP site was actually being built. So to be affiliated with a generation that built the site, my generation actually operated it, and then to have something where a future generation, our children or grandchildren, can come back and work is exceptionally rewarding. So to land a $1 billion project is an accomplishment that most communities might get once in a generation. We are very blessed, very fortunate to already have 2 of those, with more to come.
We've shown you how DOE land is being reused, but that's only part of the story. Some DOE sites are restarting operations to help power the nation's nuclear future. We heard what's next for the Savannah River site and how it could save taxpayer money.
So many of the things that we've done in the past, we're going to recover those materials, and it's a part of our approach for nuclear renaissance. We're going to make those available for energy for others to use in the future. But primarily our goal is to revitalize Savannah River site. We're going to clean up the tanks, we're going to clean up the environment, and we're going to open it up to new opportunities.
New opportunities include restarting key facilities at the Savannah River site. This involves resuming operations at H Canyon to recover uranium and other valuable isotopes from used nuclear fuel, and the HB line, which will recycle surplus plutonium for future energy use. This decision accomplishes 2 things. It helps build a domestic fuel supply for advanced reactors, and it supports cleanup efforts by reducing waste and lowering costs. The Savannah River National Lab supports that work by providing the expertise and technology.
One of the reasons that Savannah River site has been so successful with its cleanup activities is that the National Laboratory has been integrated into the activities of the production sites for years and years, and they continue to do that. They're important moving forward for the activities that we're going to pursue with H Canyon and HB line for the recovery of uranium as well as plutonium, because they are key to helping produce the flow sheets, understanding how materials can be put in to more efficiently be able to gain the materials we want from that. They also play a really key role in all of the other cleanup activities, including the high-level waste vitrification, as well as all of the soil and groundwater cleanup activities on site.
At the Savannah River site, DOE is turning legacy materials into a resource for the future. As operations restart, cleanup moves faster, and new economic opportunities take shape. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of Energycast. We'll see you at the end of May back in Oak Ridge.